Armour, Simone Biles, U.S. women gymnasts, could be best of all time. Rio de Janeiro. This is a coronation, not a competition. Come Tuesday night, the U.S. women will win their second consecutive Olympic title. There is no need to hedge on this or qualify it in the slightest. It's not a question of if but rather by how much. In a sport decided by tenths of points, the Americans are capable of winning by 10 points. That's what they did in Sunday's qualifying session, making what should be the most hard-fought competition in the world look like an exhibition. It wasn't 100% perfection, but we showed our gymnastics is on the highest level, said Martha Karolyi, the national team coordinator. I always tell the girls, backquote, you are competing against yourselves. We don't want to beat this country or that. We want to come as close to perfection as possible. That may be the most impressive thing about this group, despite finishing so far ahead of China, silver medalist at last year's World Championships, and London runner-up Russia, that both countries would need binoculars to get the Americans in their sights. There is room for improvement. Aly Raisman had a wobble on balance beam. Gabby Douglas stepped out of bounds as she positioned herself for a tumbling run. Lori Hernandez had to windmill her arms to hold her vault landing. Simone Biles took a small hop on the landing of her first vault. And yet, they still finished with the three highest individual scores, with Biles, Raisman and Douglas going 1, 2, 3. They had the highest score on each apparatus, too, and each American made at least one event final. I think that's really special, said Biles, the three-time world champion, who is going to need an armored car to get all her bling home after posting the top scores on vault, floor exercise and balance beam. The same could be said about this team. It's true that the level of competition in the world has fallen considerably. Russia has been hit hard by injuries. China is inconsistent. Romania, which had made the podium at every game since 1976, is in such disarray it didn't even qualify a full team for Rio. But even if that wasn't the case, it likely wouldn't matter. That's simply how good the Americans are. It's going to be really difficult to compete against the American team, said Aliyu Mustafina, who was part of the Russian squad that won the 2010 World Championships, the last time the Americans were beaten. They are unbeatable at the moment, maybe in any moment. It's impossible to compare eras, particularly with the change in the scoring system in 2006. But if the Fierce Five was arguably the most dominant team under the open-ended system, they beat Russia by a little more than 5 points. This team is better. That team finished less than 1.5 points ahead of Russia in qualifying. Kyla Ross didn't make an event final, coming up just shy on uneven bars. And while Douglas made the uneven bars final, she was a long shot for a medal on that event. Here, a U.S. sweep of the golds is not far-fetched, nor is winning 2 medals on every event except vault. Everyone keeps asking me to compare, said Raisman, the captain of both teams. They're both so awesome, it's hard to compare. The Americans are spectacularly talented. So deep they could have brought their B team as well, and both would have medaled. But what makes them so special, so much fun to watch, is that they don't let up. A gold medal is a gold medal whether it's won by 2 points or 10, but that's not the point. It's about execution. And that expectation of chasing perfection remains the same whether it's a training camp at the Karolyi Ranch or the Olympics. Same thing, Douglas said when asked what the Americans need to do Tuesday night. Same thing we did tonight. Same thing we did in podium training. Same thing. That they will do that is not in doubt. The gold medal is theirs, their coronation just a formality.